Guys, this is that panda guy, and I'm here again with another video, and I'm gonna be trying to do more informative videos as of late, right? Just so you guys can have all this information out there, and you guys aren't kind of, I guess, struggling along the way, and then you already have this information, so like you're not waiting for weeks, right, for me to put out a video and go over it, and then you can finally focus on, like, let's say a Garrison hero. And here I'm gonna be doing the Garrison heroes that I think are best, maybe the pairs. I'm not the perfect guy for this, but I'm going to be giving my best opinion on what Garrison pairs. And of course, it can be different for everybody, right? If you're earlier out in the game, you might want to focus on epic Garrison heroes until you start focusing on legendaries. For example, a really good Garrison hero is Raygro in Endless War because he's so easy to get relics for. And I'd say Tom if you have the gems to roulette with. So I'm going to start off by saying my favorite Garrison hero, which I do not use myself because my Tom is one of my weakest, but Tom is a main Garrison hero. And I'd say, like, maybe putting Edward as a secondary, or I mean, like, I feel like Tom is a big version of Edward, which I also want to say thank you to Shelby, and I'm going to put him in the bio. He really helps me with my videos, so maybe subscribe to him. So honestly, you could throw Tom in, and honestly, you could use any of these other heroes as Garrison heroes. I feel like their skills really match up for being on the Garrison. And if you guys didn't know, whenever you use a secondary hero, their talent tree doesn't apply. So no matter what their level is, their talent tree will not help. So honestly, using your main Garrison hero and then anyone that does really good, I'd say just skill damage, all that kind of stuff. Honestly, it might not even need to be a Garrison hero, but Tom is a really good Garrison hero, just for the most part. He is an infantry-focused, I'd say, player, so it'd be mainly for infantry hero, or infantry troops. The same could be said about Raygro. He is really good as a Garrison. He is like, he's kind of like Charlie in a sense, whereas Charlie is just a mini him, I guess. And you could always use Charlie as a secondary. I feel like he's really good, and his skills do a lot. But like I said, you can always use, like, let's say another hero for garrisoning that has Garrison skills as well. I will say Lewis has a lot of Garrison kind of traits, but he also isn't my first option. He's a range hero as well. So if you're a range player, or if you heavy focus range, maybe you can focus all your stuff into range and maybe end up focusing on Lewis, and maybe even using Maya as a secondary. I mean, her skills really help with Lewis. Like, they're both really good together. They're a really good pair, I feel like, especially if, like, your Maya is maxed out or something. Martin is okay, so I wouldn't recommend Martin as your first choice, but Martin is a really good hero. And the reason I say this is he's so flexible, and you can use him basically anywhere. You can use him with any troop type, and his skills are decent. But the biggest thing about Martin is the fact that he can help with basically any troop type, right? Like, he literally buffs every troop type if you want him to. You could literally invest into all of his overall talent tree, and then you could use him as your main Garrison. And that's especially if you need him to substitute for any Garrison heroes that you might be lacking, right? So honestly, Martin is a really good hero overall, and then he could be used as a really good Garrison hero. And I'm going to go over the ones that do have Garrison talents. And these are obviously really good heroes in general, so you might want to focus on any of these ones. First off is Raygro. He obviously has a Garrison talent tree. Same with Lewis. He has a Garrison talent tree. Tom also has a Garrison talent tree. Oh, swapped over. And I'm going to say right here, I do not recommend this guy as your first option as a wall hero, but Peter can be used and considered as a wall hero if you really don't have another option. I did see, I can't remember his name, but I think he got zeroed in Region 11. A lot of you might know who I'm talking about. And he had Peter as a wall hero. And the biggest thing about Peter and Raygro in, like, a Garrison sense is that their damage output isn't always going to be insane. It's really just a thing of being tanky and being able to take damage and take less losses at the end of the day. But you also deal a lot less damage back to the enemy, which is like a no bueno, right? Like, these guys aren't damage dealers. They are really just a tank damage. I will say about Raygro, like, he can last way longer than any other hero, but he also won't be doing the same amount of damage. Like, whereas Tom might be doing 3 times the amount of damage to an attacker, he might be doing 1/3 of what Tom could do. So you got to really consider these things when you're taking all these aspects into consideration. More Garrison heroes would consist of Liam, sorry, my bad, Charlie, as well as Edward. These are all Garrison heroes. Even if there were lower tier Garrison heroes, I wouldn't recommend them because honestly, when it comes to the battlefield, legendary and epic heroes are really the main things that you're going to be wanting to use. But I do hope this video has been helpful. I try my best to make these as accurate as possible. I don't really have like a lot of stuff that I can test these garrisons with, but I do really do my best to make it as accurate as possible for you guys. So I really do hope this helps you guys out. And if I do get more information on Garrison or they release new heroes, I will try to go over that kind of stuff too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you guys have a good day. Peace out.